Hey y'all, so I've got a word for those that the Earth Day word was for, or for some, I don't know, whoever has just given birth to a marriage promise, um, you, God is basically saying you need to prep yourself for this heat wave, okay? This wave of heat. Um, it's showing, okay, so the door is open, right? The door is open. And I started watching this show last night, right? And it started to ignite, stir up some things internally. And I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. Um, Calm down. And then at that same time, I started receiving emails that were talking about, like, the one was like, is it hot in here? Like, woo! The other one was like, prep for the heat wave. But the first one that said, is it hot in here, got sent to me at 4:04, which means to refresh, to revive. But it also means to crave, to press, to urge, to encompass. There is going to be, if it hasn't already started, this pressing, this urging, this desire, this craving that's going to hit you, right? This heat wave, this wave of heat, that is God turning the heat up, right? That's Him igniting that fire. Every time this gets brought to mind, I just imagine like this, like, you know those lantern things that you, like, I don't know, I guess it would be a lantern with a candle in it. You just twist the thing and it just ignites and turns on. That's how I, like, imagine it, if that makes sense. Um, and so prep for the heat wave. Prep means to prepare, to make ready. I also got this morning again, like, this hot deal. It was sent at 8:01. 8:01 means offering made by fire. And then I got beat the heat before it starts. Summer sale is here, but I highlighted summer is here. Yeah. 8:35 is when that got sent at. 8:35 means to lodge, to spend the night. It also means happiness, blessedness. Maybe God told you that you and your spouse would be going to spend the night somewhere together. I don't know. At this point, when God speaks, He says things and then they come to pass, but most of the time, actually, they never come to pass in the way that you think, right? So, He could be saying, like, He's been talking about the summertime, right? Summertime. Maybe it was never about summertime. Maybe it was just about heat, the fire, the passion getting turned on, right? I don't know at this point, y'all. God is very, if you know, you know. Or it might be both at the same, I don't know. I mean, we are going into summer and this is happening now. So, I mean, and then, maybe you're going to stay somewhere overnight. Either way, you're about to be, you're about to be experiencing happiness, right? That heat is turned up. It's going to be like, whoa. And so what he basically said with this is you need to prepare yourself. And you know what? Just a few days ago, he said it's time to clean yourself. And I was like, what? Yeah, I don't know where that is at. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's time to clean self. Okay, and now you'll see why. So you need to prepare yourself, make yourself holy for this heat wave that is about to hit. Okay, offer yourself as a sacrifice to me. Clean yourself, purify yourself, keep yourself holy, right? Keep your thoughts holy and pure. Deny your flesh. It's getting ready to get hot. There is darkness, and this came through a dream, this revelation that I had last night, okay? there is darkness. It was like in my bedroom, right? The ceiling. There was like this darkness that was trying to burst through the ceiling, and I just kept. So your kids in your dreams can represent like promises, right? That you've birthed. And so, or not yet, it just represents promises, okay? And so in this dream, my daughter is older now, but she was a baby in the dream. And so it was representing like a newborn baby. So this baby that was just birthed, right? I was concerned. I was calling my stepdad to come help me with the ceiling, which your father in a dream can represent God, right? So I was trying to contact God, like, hello, can you help me with this problem? I was concerned in the dream that when I went to sleep, like, that the ceiling would just fall through and like hurt me and my baby. And so God is saying, like, it's getting ready to get hot, y'all. There is, and also, like, if you live in Florida, like this last week or so, I've just been like, what is this? Or like last few weeks, it has been hot as hell, literally on fire, like hell, okay? And God was kind of using it for this, I guess. There is darkness, right? The kingdom of darkness, just darkness, right? That is going to try and get into your marriage bed, right? Your intimate place. You can't defile the marriage bed, and you really cannot be entertaining anything at this point that's going to open a door to the enemy. And I have come to find out, and I've learned for myself now, and I have the knowledge on this now. Anything that you entertain, you give access to the enemy. You open a door for the enemy to come in and cause problems within your marriage, your baby, right? That promise that I was holding, the baby, that was about to burst through and like literally destroy us, okay? And that's what can happen if you open a door. So like, if you entertain lust, for example, like you start teasing your spouse or something, that can open their mind to lust. It can open the door for the enemy to come in and then start doing whatever he wants to do, right? And also, when you get delivered from something, it says in the Bible that demon will bring back 7 more or 10 more or something, right? If you open that access back up again. So it's going to come back 10 times harder. You know what I'm saying? If you got delivered from masturbation, right? If you open that door again, it's going to come back and it's going to be way harder to get rid of. And it's going to wreak havoc. Okay. You don't want to do anything at this point to compromise this baby or harm this baby. So God, and that's like, okay, again, like teasing your spouse, entertaining thoughts because the thoughts are going to come. The thoughts are going to come. This heat is about to be turned up, right? And God may start igniting that fire in you right now, or having you watch certain things that are going to, give you that feeling so that you can prepare yourself for what is about to hit. And so you can learn to, you got to have self-control in this time. And you get a thought, cool, it's normal. It's, not all of it's the enemy. It's not even, most of the time, it's not even the enemy. It's your own natural thoughts, right? Because you desire this person. However, you give the enemy access if you act on those outside of marriage, okay? Like, most of our relationships, the whole reason we had to go through this process in the first place is because we did things outside of God's order and God's will, right? And we opened the door for the enemy, and that's why it was built on a weak foundation. It wasn't built on God, and it fell, it crumbled, so we didn't go through all this for nothing. Don't mess it up. So it says you cannot allow it, right? It will harm your baby. You need to keep this baby safe, pure, and clean. No impure thoughts or actions. Like I said, you may have them, but just think it, kick it to the side, like get rid of it. Like, nope, I had some thoughts like a few weeks ago, and I have never been like rebuked by the Lord so quick in my life. I was like, whoa, like, Like, shoot, my bad. My bad. Let's ignore that. Let's not go there again. All right. He's being very serious though. He's being very stern on this. He's not playing. We've went through too much to go backwards and lose this all now, you know. Um you need to keep this baby safe, pure, and clean. No impure thoughts or actions. With this burning fire, temptation will be there. Just don't feed into it. Don't act on it, right? Don't place yourself in a position to slip up or something. Because all it takes is that one time for the enemy to come in and have access. And then, you know, you got to go through a deliverance, a cleaning process again, a deliverance process. Like, it is rough. Like, just don't do it. The door is open. This is showing forth. Okay, I got 322 showing forth. I got 2025 this year. Okay. It also means in the Strongs to anoint. He's anointed you for this. And another thing God showed me with that oil, right? You can ruin your oil and waste your oil if you are doing things that are out of his order and outside of his will, right? Sin. It will just waste all that oil that you just produced, right? You had to go through crushing and all the process to get that oil, and you doing things that are outside of his will, outside of, you know, what it is, you know, just sinning or anything that is outside of his will and his order, it will cause that oil to just spill over into your food, your prepared table, and it will just ruin it and it will be wasted, okay? So this is showing forth. The door is open, okay? And it's happening. And he's saying, again, you need to prepare yourself and make yourself holy in this time. You need to be focused on preparing yourself for this. So that you don't mess anything up, y'all, before the time comes, right? The marriage it's going to come swiftly, but in the meantime, before it happens, you know, you cannot defile the marriage bed. And there's always one spouse. There may be one spouse that's stronger than the other at this, okay? You gotta really I'm just remembering a dream that I had. Oh my gosh. It was like me and my spouse on the bed, and we were hanging out and everything. And then I started doing too much, okay? I started doing too much. And he literally in the dream, I was like, he literally picked me up with both hands and he like picked me up and then just moved me off of the bed and then sat me back down on the floor. And then sat back down on the bed and I was like, I mean, I respect it. I respect it. Okay, that's good. Good for him. Your spouse may have more self-control than you, or vice versa. You might have more self-control than your spouse, but either way, you nor your spouse should be tempting one another, placing each other in a position to slip up, or, you know, just do things out of God's order, right? Just don't do it. It's not worth it. You've come too far at this point. You don't want to go backwards. Think of everything that you've been through up until this point. You don't want to go back, okay? So yeah. This is just a warning, a little bit of instruction on what's to come. If you start feeling the heat, that's God preparing you. And just be ready, okay? Keep everything pure, purify yourself, sanctify yourself, keep yourself holy, purifying yourself daily, purifying your thoughts and everything, because it's here. There is, you know, a lot of admiration that's about to be taking place, and desire, and God's awakening that love and that fire. He is igniting it, and it's about to be burning, y'all. What I felt last night, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, for real? And it goes into scripture. I'm not sure what exact scripture this is that it's reminding me of, but it's where in Song of Solomon, the husband or the wife, I don't know, one's in a field in the garden, right? And the other is standing from like afar, admiring them in the garden. They're gathering up flowers or something. I don't know. If y'all know what part of Song of Solomon I am talking about, was part like the scripture to that, please put it in the comments, because at the moment I'm not 100% sure, but that goes along with this. That's what he's preparing you for. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. So I pray this reaches who it needs to reach at the right time. And I pray this blesses y'all. And if y'all feel led to sow into this, my information will be in the description box as always. I appreciate all of the seeds that are sown, and I pray God bless y'all in return. I pray y'all have blessed rest of your Sunday, and I will see y'all in my next video whenever that may be. Okay, bye.